The first time I had a desire to get a six pack was 13. At 13 years old, I saw Mike Chang's. Hey, what's up, guys? Mike Chang, six pack shortcuts here. I don't know if you guys remember that slogan. It was in every single advertisement on YouTube, to the point where I was able to memorize it like a decade later, like more than a decade now. So at 13, I wasn't able to afford that program because I was 13. I didn't have a credit card and I didn't have a job. So allegedly, it really helped a lot of people, a lot of testimonials on the video sales letter, 45-minute video sales letter on PowerPoint. It was pretty good as far as I can tell that I was so obsessed with getting a six pack. And for some reason, I didn't for the next 10 years. That was 2012, 2013. The first time I got a six pack was 12 years later in 2025. Well, that was crazy. So I was obsessed with the word shortcut because of that, that sales pitch, right? And the reason why I'm making this video in the first place is because of the effect that it had on me, the concept of having a shortcut of anything, really, like programs, supplements, anybody that's trying to say to you, hey, there is a a better way to do this, that you can cut your body fat percentage, like in half the time that it takes for somebody normal, in like just faster than normal, they might be lying to you. And it's damaging to you because you are not going to get out of this concept until somebody breaks it to you or until you actually get the result, which is what happened to me. Like there's no such thing as a shortcut in order to lose your body fat. If you want to get your body fat percentage down and if you want your abs showing, you have to, number one, be in a caloric deficit. Number two, do it for a long period of time. And number three, you got to be patient. And this means you might start over, you might fall off the wagon, you might see failure or lack of progress, and you have to be okay with it. So the concept, the idea of a shortcut is really damaging to somebody who has never achieved doing something difficult, such as getting a six pack before, because if they fail, that destroys their preconceived notion of the method being a shortcut. I don't know if this makes sense, but if it does not fit in the time frame that they think, that you think is going to be enough to get that result, then you throw all of your progress out of the window. You throw the baby out with the bathwater. Like, oh, I don't have a six pack yet, but the program says 3 months. Like, so if you understand what I'm saying, if you understand the implications of the damaging effects of thinking that anything difficult has a shortcut to it, you might just be doing yourself a disservice, just like how I did myself a disservice because my entire mind was wrapped around for more than a decade that, oh, there's a better way to do this, but then I didn't know the better way to do this because I didn't buy the program. The real shortcut is actually the hard work. Had I just locked in, had I just swallowed my ego, had I just put my tail between my legs and just did the hard work, just did the dieting, eat less, moved more, because I was stuck between trying to gain muscle and trying to see my six pack, and that's just a juxtaposition, right? It's a paradox. What are you gonna choose? Are you gonna gain more muscle, or are you gonna be a caloric deficit, right? That's what a lot of men, a lot of young men are stuck in between. Like you have to decide if you want to see your six pack, right? You gotta understand that it takes a long, long time, and it varies. Some people need 3 months, some people need 6 months, depending on the body fat percentage that you are at. The body fat percentage that you are at right now is going to determine how long it's going to take, and also your genetics, right? And also your ab genetics as well. Some people have like 15% body fat and are still able to see their abs. So the real weight loss shortcut, the real six-pack shortcut, is actually to do your shadow work, to ask yourself, why is it so important that I need a shortcut? Why is it that if I fail once and I'm not in the time frame that the program tells me that it should happen, like I should get the result in 3 months, and if it doesn't happen for me in 3 months, I just throw all my progress out? It actually is shorter if you just stay in your course than to give up and then pick up your old goal again 2 years later, 3 years later. The real shortcut is actually staying in the weeds, staying in the trenches. If it is difficult, and the difficult part for a lot of people and for me as well is actually to swallow my ego and start from scratch again. I know learning and starting from scratch is such a hit in the ego, but it is so worth it, because whenever we learn something new, we're going to be a novice, and it never feels good to be a novice. We want to be experts. We want to be useful in society. We are that because that's what we are, arguably. Like, we want to strive to become a useful member of society, and we don't want to be judged by others. We don't want to fail in front of others, and that's why we want to stay an expert. But if you want to be an expert in something else, such as trying to do stuff that's difficult, you gotta start somewhere. You gotta put your tail between your legs, and you gotta swallow that ego. So ask yourself, why am I being so harsh on myself whenever I fail? Why do I throw all of my progress out? If I fail to lose a little bit of body weight, if I stall in my weight loss, if I look at a scale and I'm still not I'm still at my 26% body fat or whatever it is, because I was stuck in 20% body fat for a long period of time. Plateaus are normal, guys. Like, you have to be you have to be compassionate with yourself during this journey of learning, because remember, difficult things require quite a lot of learning, quite a lot of failure, quite a lot of starting back from scratch, and it's okay. You have to tell yourself that it is okay, because what's gonna happen? Are you gonna is there a grizzly bear that's going to appear in your bathtub and start mauling you to death? No, there's no real danger. The only danger is your ego being destroyed. The fear of failure, the fear of judgment. Nobody's gonna judge you, man. Nobody's gonna judge you. You have to be your own cheerleader. And one thing that helps me keep on going is being having a vision of what I wanted. Before I had my six pack, I'm a really imaginative person. I studied to become a graphic designer, so I was able to imagine really, really well. So I imagined myself with a six pack already before I got it. I was still like 20% body fat, very long ways from getting a visible six pack. So I was able to imagine myself. If you cannot do this, then plug in your a half naked picture of yourself into AI and say, hey, Gemini or whatever, give me a six pack. So if you're able to visualize yourself, then you're able to see yourself through the hard work to get that end result. We are visual creatures, right? Imagination, a vision really helps. So I'm gonna wrap this up because it's been 9 minutes. You have to swallow your ego. You have to understand that it is okay to start from scratch again, because there's no inherent danger. You don't have to judge yourself. Be compassionate with yourself. That's one of the underlying principles that I teach in my school community, my intermittent fasting community, Let Your Body Eat the Fat. So I hope this helps. I know I've been rambling a whole lot, but I hope you got a lot of golden nuggets of knowledge that you can apply to your own weight loss journey.